What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Marcus, and you're on the mic. You're on the mark where, unfortunately, we have to talk Falcons football at this point, man. I just, this is getting more disheartening every week. Every week, you have a defense that gets 2 turnovers, 7 sacks, and this offense is just fucking awful, man. They're just this team isn't really. I mean, I'm beating a dead horse at this point, man. It's not coached well. Um, it's Matt. It's not Penix being trash. It's these fucking play calls. On a third down, we throw a goddamn screen to Bijan on the strong side. There's 3 fucking defenders over there. This he I keep trying to tell y'all, man, these players are making Zach look good. The Algier runs to get us in the touchdown, that's solely fucking Algier in the O-line. This guy's and Raheem Morris, 25 seconds on the clock. You want to call a timeout instead of forcing Indiana to get their sets. Anything could have fucking happened. But you gave them time to set up, square off tight. Man, listen, oh man, I'm almost to the point to where I just so is there any more justification for keeping Raheem Morris? In his 2 years being here, he's lost for a whole fucking month, both years. Let me repeat this. Last year, we lost for an entire fucking month. This year, we lost for an entire fucking month. I'm getting tired of this defense. Gave this offense multiple fucking times. Multiple times. 3 and out. We get a turnover. They give it right the fuck back. And now people are talking about, hey man, Michael Penix. Dude, the same issues that happened with Desmond Ridder on a worse scale, because Desmond Ridder was never supposed to be a starting quarterback. You're starting to see it here now. This is what a bad OC will do to a goddamn quarterback. This is what a bad fucking OC will do. And I'm just like, what is the reasoning? Think about this. The Colts, 7 sacks on them, 2 turnovers, two bad 4th down conversions. And this offense can't do shit. You are 0 for 8. Let me repeat this. 0 for motherfucking 8 on 3rd down. 0 for 8. This ain't on the quarterback. I'm looking at the play call. I'm like, bro, why are... Oh, boy. It's getting harder every day being a fan, bro. It's getting harder every day. It is getting harder every fucking day. Because of the incompetence of this front office. Raheem shouldn't even be here, man. And Darnell Mooney, hey, listen, we got to get off Mooney at the end of the year. He only signed a 2-year deal. Mooney ain't right. There's something going on with Mooney. Mooney's just not right. So we need to get him to fuck up on this. But no, it's not on the QB. It's not on the quarterback. Kirk Cousins came in. This offense was still trash. So we can't put this on Penix. This is just a bad OC. Now, well, Mooney will be gone after this year. There's no way we keep Mooney. No way. He's done absolutely jack shit this year. He's been hurt. Then when he's come in, there's just nothing there. But 0 for 8 on third down. 0 for 8. Was this all Penix? People get him for the intentional grounding. I think it's the third one this year. It looked like they were setting up a screen on the opposite side. Or they were trying to get it looked like a screen because that defense came in quick. But when you're this bad on third down, this is your OC being a trash coordinator. I'm sorry. I can almost guarantee you, if they fired these guys today, this offense will look somewhat better next week. But Raheem not using the timeouts at the end of the goddamn second quarter, and then him using a timeout with 25 fucking seconds left, like you got a genius coordinator, made no sense to me. None. Especially when their kicker had missed 2 fucking field goals. So you just gave him time to they could have just sat back, relaxed, ate some sunflower seeds, and then went out there. Instead of 25 seconds, they got to be Johnny on the spot because they didn't have no fucking timeouts to set up for a field goal that their kicker had missed 2 of prior. This team, can't put it on the defense. Bernard says Pitts is a baller, missed a touchdown to him. Yeah, he floated that one. Yeah. But let's not act like we didn't have these issues last year. My issue is you lost for a whole month last year. You went out and got pass rushers that are actually good. You get Xavier Watts, who's actually good. Bowman, actually fucking good. Then you pair that with a defensive coordinator that's actually good. And now we're struggling on offense. I told y'all last year, Jimmy Lake, even though he had to get fired, they were going to scapegoat his ass. Now look at where we're having issues. But I get it. Y'all gonna blame Penix. Not 0 for fucking 8 on third down. We were what, 1 for 11 last fucking week? And the week before wasn't any better. Think about that. That's 3 weeks where you were ass on third down. They figured this coordinator out. They figured him out. Every first down is a fucking run play. Oh, oh yeah, listen, special teams, your boy got to get up out of here, bruh. And take Agnew with you, because Agnew's been pure cheeks. It's time to clean house on the coaching side of things. Ulbrich, we might lose Ulbrich to a coaching job any fucking way. But if I'm the defense, man, I'm in the locker room I'm fighting Zach Robinson. What else could we give you, bruh? Not only did we keep y'all in range for fucking 2 quarters, y'all even got the ball in overtime. Y'all even got the ball first. You want to know what y'all did? Went out and did absolutely goddamn nothing with it. This is saddening, man. I don't know how you keep Raheem. Fam, if y'all been watching my channel, shout out to everybody in the comment section. If y'all been watching me, how long have I been saying get Raheem the fuck up out of here? How long have I been saying this? How long have I been saying get Raheem and Zach the fuck up out of here? And people still out here campaigning for these motherfuckers' jobs. They are incompetent. Raheem showed you with the timeouts. So you don't want to call timeouts in the second quarter to potentially get the ball back, but you want to do it in the fourth quarter with 25 seconds? Bro, pack these guys up, man. Pack these guys up, bro. I just don't see how you... Are we gunning for a record? Last year it was a month. Are we trying to go a month and 2 weeks? I'm at the point. This game is unacceptable to me because the defense balled out. Even though Jonathan Taylor went absolutely nuts, 83 yards of his, I think he ended up with 230 or something like that. But a large chunk of that was due to the touchdown. I mean, he just went off. But outside of that, Indy didn't have nothing going offensively. Nothing. And it's the same story. We come out flat. Somewhere in the game, we just stagnate on offense. Man, Raheem showed why he doesn't need to be here today. And he's been miserable. He's been terrible at clock management since he's been here. Let's go back to the Washington game where he doesn't call a fucking timeout. Should have been fired that game. But no, we decided to keep this. Atlanta has a losing culture. The Falcons have a losing culture. They don't want to win. This is all about selling merch at this point and ticket sales. They could give two shits about bringing in competent people in here to win ball games. They just so happen to get lucky with Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan. They just so happen to get lucky in 2016. But they don't want to win. And they're proving it to you every fucking week. They're not going to fire Raheem and Zach they're not going to do it today. They're not going to do it tomorrow. They're going to let this man completely run this goddamn season into the fucking ground, only to fire him in the offseason, which again makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. That's why I can tell y'all the front office does not care about winning. Would you let somebody, if you were running a business, would you let somebody that you know is fucking incompetent to be in control of your product continue to fuck up week after week? Or do you fucking fire them and put somebody in there temporarily, or fire them and hire somebody else? Which one do you do? This is about merch and ticket sales at this point, fam. That's all it's about. People see the fight and man, the team put up fight. We went into overtime. Why y'all go into overtime? Wasn't because of the offense. Wasn't because of the offense. Offense didn't drive us in overtime. They were stuck on 17 for a little while. It was the defense that was keeping it at bay. But it's only a matter of time. The other team had professional players too. And we were playing the best team record-wise in the league. It was only a matter of time. But this offense, you keep Zach in here, you're gonna keep fucking up Michael Penix. I'm telling you. Let me tell you how what I'm saying is actually factual. The other guy, that's the quarterback of the Colts, he was hot trash in New York. Hot trash. Terrible offensive coordinator. Now look at what happened. He's on another team and he's playing the best football of his fucking life. They are the number one scoring offense in the league. Let me repeat that. They are the number one offensive scoring team in the NFL. Daniel Jones came from a team that was in purgatory. They got rid of Saquon Barkley. He wins a chip. They get rid of Daniel Jones. They 8-2. But y'all some people keep telling me it's the quarterback. And what makes it worse, he's in his first season as a starter. The Atlanta don't give a fuck, man. They don't. They don't. They don't. Anybody that's telling me that we should still keep Raheem Morris and Zach for the rest of the season, they got a loser's mentality, man. You got to earn that. They ain't earned. What do we owe these motherfuckers? We don't owe Zach shit. He's a first-time OC. Man that never called a fucking play in the professional, in the bigs, in his fucking life. We don't owe him nothing. What do we owe Raheem Morris? Nothing. There's some people that actually traveled out to Germany for this game, fam. It's just, it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And Penix ain't all the way there. But I can tell he's uncomfortable in his fucking offense. Anybody watching ball, we can tell. 0 for 8 on third downs. Prescott, I'm not even watching the press. I'm in the car first off, but I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of hearing Raheem talk. Max says shit, give me Bo Nix over Penix. Guess what? Guess who Bo Nix has? Sean Payton. That's who Bo Nix has. You're proving my fucking point. Bo Nix is balling out because he's got a fucking great OC. You put Bo Nix in this offense, he's getting his ass tore out the frame. So Bo Nix is a bad example. When you have a terrible OC, your quarterback gonna look bad. That's just the facts. Damn near every first down is a running play. The defense know who getting the ball just based off of what we do, based off of tape. But the fact that Zach was calling some of these run plays on first down in the loaded boxes was wild. That meant I honestly believe at this point, Zach is calling plays to get fired. I firmly believe that, fam. He's calling plays to get fired. But Atlanta's so incompetent at the front office. They're like, you know what? Keep calling them. We're paying for you, so keep calling them. But I don't want to hear nothing from the front office if these guys are still employed by tomorrow. I don't. Because I know they're gonna fire him at the end of the season, which to me makes zero. I'm talking zero fucking sense. But again, I said this 3 or 4 weeks ago. Season over. People talking about we still got all these games. What the fuck makes you think we're going to go on a winning streak with these guys? I knew the season, and now the season over. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. It's over. Well, Mark, we still got, it's over. It's over, fam. If Raheem is still the coach and Zach is still the offensive coordinator, it's over. Zach don't give a fuck. He know he's got a golden parachute up out of here. And Raheem is in a situation where if he fires Zach, he's definitely getting fired because you wasted 2 years of this franchise's lifespan because you decided you wanted to hire friends and not the people best qualified for the job. So you've wasted 2 years of this fan base. You've wasted 2 years of these players' lives that are on contracts, by the way. That's why I say, fam, it's about merch. Bernard says you can't call out Pitts for 2 catches for 30 yards and Penix missed it. I did. I said he aired the ball out. That's on Penix for the TD. But again, that happens every fucking Sunday. Monday, Thursday. It happens every game. But I'm not putting this game on Penix because, again, your coordinator, dude, the play design ain't even sexy. It ain't even sexy. There was a dump off to Taylor that went for like 25 yards, middle of the field, wide open. And I'm going to give credit to the defense because the defense did all they could, man. They did all they could. They did all they could. They held this team that averages 30 plus a game. They held them. Still overtime. But if we had a creative OC, it never would have went to overtime. We would have been blowing the socks off this team. But it's man, James says as a PSL owner, wasting years of my money. Man, listen, I told people, stop buying merch, man. Stop buying these tickets. Because that's all this organization is about now. That's all they're about. And I hate to burst y'all bubble. But when they fire Raheem Morris, they go hire another first time OC or DC as head coach. They want coaches that are controllable. That's what they want. Coaches that are controllable. Yes, men. But it's getting to a point. It's getting to a point where it's unwatchable. You know, I've been saying this. When it comes to the Falcons, you can skip the 3 quarters and go straight to the 4th. But you've lost for another month of football. A whole month. I don't know if there's any coach that's done that. Maybe. I don't know. But a coach in back-to-back years to lose for an entire fucking month? A month. Straight. Even the bad teams are going to squeeze 1 out of 3. But this is back-to-back years you lost for a month solid. And expect people to keep championing this shit. Raheem Morris isn't good at anything. This is why this hire is now it's just mind-boggling to me. It's just mind-boggling. Because when he came in as the interim, he wasn't even the defensive coordinator then. Even when Dan Quinn was here, he was sharing duties. So what the fuck is Raheem really good at? He's not calling the defense. He's not calling the defense. Raheem got one goddamn job. He don't do that right. He doesn't manage the game well, as we saw today. You know, last year the blame was, well, they're putting Kirk Cousins in pistol because he's not 100%. Till Kirk Cousins went off on their motherfucking ass. But then Kirk Cousins gets a start this year completely fucking healthy. Guess where they had him? In the goddamn pistol. That's where they had Kirk Cousins, one of the best play action quarterbacks in league history. Completely fucking healthy. And they put his ass in the pistol. So clearly it didn't have nothing to do with Kirk Cousins' knee or Achilles being, we don't know what it is. He's completely fucking healthy now. Get your ass over there in the pistol. But wait, like I'm completely healthy. Like y'all, sidelined me last year because I had an injury I didn't tell y'all about. I had a whole off season where I told everybody I was completely healthy. I've got the cleanest jersey on the sideline for a couple of weeks. I can play. Get your ass over there in the pistol, like I told you to. This OC does not call plays based on strength. This is homework. Next week, because if I get the notification that we fired both these guys, I'm going to go smooth the fuck off. But next week, when Zach Robinson is calling these plays, what I want y'all to do is this is homework. Get a pen and a piece of paper. On first down, count how many times we run the ball. Just count them. This guy is predictable. And Raheem can't coach. And we're stuck with this shit. So, no lie, fam. I think Cam Newton is a better offensive coordinator than Zach Robinson. I watched Cam Newton last night actually break down how to beat a prevent defense. Broke down what's the difference between a prevent defense in the NFL and on Madden. Because a lot of motherfuckers think every single play on Madden is how they run it in the NFL, and that's not true. Now, some of the schemes are similar, but if you've played Madden, a prevent, everybody's pretty much kind of like in some sort of a zone or whatever. They're in bubbles, right? But Cam broke the shit down so eloquently. And then he showed plays of how to beat prevent. And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, I bet you Cam Newton right now with a fedora and some Michael Jackson high waters and penny loafers could call a goddamn better offense than Zach Robinson. He's in over his head. We all know, just like we knew Jimmy Lake was in over his head. That's why you don't give first time. You don't do that. But here we are. Here we are. It's disheartening, man. It's shout out to the Colts. They found a way to get this one. But man, we're stuck. We're stuck. This season is a waste. I know some people still talk about, man, we still got games to play. The season's over. It's over. You're 3-6. You're 3 games under. You got to win. You basically got to win for an entire month just to have a winning record. It's already November. Start doing the math. Start doing the math, fam. With what you see right now from this offense, can you honestly say we're going to make a run? If the answer is yeah, you delusional there's a motherfucker. Because realistically, there is no run in this team. But if Atlanta cares about their investment of Michael Penix, you got to get Zach Robinson out of here, period. Because Penix is not comfortable. And Penix, listen, Penix has got a lot of work to do. You saw what happened with Daniel Jones. When the play broke down, Daniel Jones started running. My biggest issue with Michael Penix right now is you got to learn how to use your fucking legs. You have to learn how to use them. He's staying in the pocket way too long for my liking. And he has to do that because the way that these plays are designed, they're trash. Takes a long time to develop. Doesn't really have an outlet. He was running backwards. But that's what a bad OC will do. Josh Allen went through this. Josh Allen went through this shit. Bad OC. I think it was 2 years straight he was leading the league in picks. Because he was trying to do too much. They put him with a damn OC that knew what they was doing. All of a sudden, this motherfucker turns it around. NFL MVP. Fam, I'm telling y'all, a bad OC will completely ruin a quarterback. And that's what we got. That's what we got on hand right now. I honestly try to stay positive throughout the week because that's just naturally who I am. But then when Sunday hit, it's like I'm sitting here watching this. I'm watching the defense ball out, and then I'm watching the offense give the goddamn ball right the fuck back. That's not complimentary football. G8 said, look at Sam Darnold. Yeah. You get with a good OC that understands your strengths and your weaknesses. Look at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was never really in the MVP conversation until 2016. And we had a couple 12-3 seasons before Kyle Shanahan got here. But what he did with Matt Ryan, there was always an outlet. If the play is developing and it don't look good, just dump it off. And Matt was an absolute stud that year. 2018 bared the same numbers, but he was an absolute lights out stud. And then the very next year, we got Steve Sarkisian. Now, mind you, Matt Ryan had just won the MVP the year prior, and we took a step back. Was that Matt Ryan? Couldn't be Matt Ryan. He was the fucking MVP the previous season. It was the offensive coordinator. And it's bad when you have, Penix starting out with a terrible OC. And this is why you got to fucking get rid of Zach. Like, why the fuck are you drafting a quarterback after you just paid 180 mil and not want to invest in your draft pick? But again, this is the front office's fault. Still don't know what Raheem Morris said that was so mind-blowing that they decided to give this motherfucker a second chance here. Because remember, he was an interim head coach when Dan Quinn got fired. They felt so good about Raheem Morris, they looked somewhere else that year. But this is what Atlanta does. AJ says Penix is scary and can't throw. Well, I mean, I don't think it's scary. I think it's a situation where The line breaks down. Now you can't justify the intentional grounding. That is what it is. That's just bad. And he's had a couple of those last year. But you know what else we've had a couple of? Bad timeouts, bad coaching, terrible OC coaching. Special teams is absolute ass. To be honest, they can get rid of everybody on special teams in this offseason. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible. Agnew does not need to be our returner. Agnew is almost as bad as, oh fuck, who was the guy that I used to call bathroom break? I think it was Weems. Ain't nothing to see there. But it's terrible right now, man. And again, I hope Atlanta would do the right thing at this point. Because you're trying to sew somebody's head on with toilet paper. And I don't know what the justification is for keeping these guys outside of we're paying them. And if that's the case, just fucking come out and say that. Like, we're paying them. But I don't even want to hear that shit. Y'all, motherfucker, Arthur Blank is a billionaire. I watched Denver swallow $80 million because Sean Payton basically said, Russ ain't the quarterback I want. Swallowed $80 million. But we're gonna hold on to a head coach and an offensive coordinator that they don't even go to our goddamn cap. So again, Matt says Raheem can call bad timeouts. That's all. Yeah, he can't do nothing good. Even when he hits the mic in the post game, it never really hit. But you wanted to root for the guy. And how I used to be optimistic every offseason. And even with this hire, I'm like, huh? And the fact that it came out of nowhere, it was a rush job. They interviewed all these guys, and then it was like they interviewed Raheem Morris. He's the guy. Like, the fuck? Huh? With Vrabel out there? With all these other veterans? Like, huh? Yeah. We're gonna go Raheem Morris. He's the best one for the job. His interview just blew us away. Wink, wink. Okay, so who we got as as coordinators? Oh, Jimmy Lake, first time guy, never called a play. Zach Robinson, hey, he's from that tree. He's from that. He worked with Raheem in LA. Wink, wink. We were walking into a fucking unknown at the beginning of last year. What's up, the Coach's Corner, man? What's going on, fam? Y'all go follow him on YouTube. He says this season is a wrap, but you better win too. Better beat the Aints. Man, you know what? Because I know they ain't gonna fire these guys. Raheem is never, ever, 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 ever gonna get another head coaching job. As a coach, you gotta know how to do something. He's not a leader of men. He's a guy that you have a beer with and play poker with. That's that motherfucker. That's who he is. But I'm tired of hearing this. We went out there, we fought hard. We played a good game. That's a damn good team over there. And We just couldn't get it done in overtime. Defense played good. We got to be better on certain things. We have to execute. Special teams. Uh, we just couldn't get right. But those are things that we'll look at tape. We'll practice for that, and it won't happen again. Uh, Raheem, what is your take on you guys losing 4 months straight? Well, D-Led, sometimes these things happen. You just got to keep fighting the good fight. You got to keep your guys' heads up. You got to keep them motivated, and we live to fight another down, and every week it's going to be a battle. No, I don't agree with that. Every week shouldn't be a battle. There are teams you're supposed to smack shit out of. There's teams where your roster is better, and you smack the shit out of them. This motherfucker be up there talking this dumb shit every week. Well, we just at the end we just got outplayed. That's just what it is. We got outplayed. Jonathan Taylor had a hell of a game. And we just have to find ways to close out games. We have to find ways to play complementary football. And we'll get back on track with that. Monday we'll go look at the tape and we'll go see what's happening. You know what's happening. Your coordinator is Cheeks. That's what's happening. How the fuck you gonna go into Jeff Ulbricht's office and say anything? I'm sounding like Shaquille O'Neal if you walk up to me. Well, Jeff, got to get better on the defensive side of the ball. Seven sacks. I gave you 7 sacks, 2 turnovers. That's all I got for you. You go talk to that motherfucker over there, that off-brand Jeff Fahey looking motherfucker. You go talk to him. You don't come talk to me about this defense. This defense is the only reason we were in this game. Well, I tend to disagree. We could. Hey, if you would have had Jimmy Lake here, would it have even been a game? We would have got smoked. If Jimmy Lake was the goddamn defensive coordinator, we would have got smoked. But you got good pieces that right now you absolutely wasting. And I'm just at this point, man, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. But again, it's no longer his fault. It's the front office's fault. So I'm going to keep emphasizing this until they do get fired. Atlanta's front office only cares about merch and ticket sales. That's it. They don't give a fuck how the fan base feels. And at this point, they don't even give a fuck about how the players feel. They're sacrificing all this to keep these guys in play when you go fire them at the end of the year. We got, man, let me tell you how bad this is. And this year, we've lost for a month again. Rich McKay's come out of hiding and basically told on himself, while trying not to tell on himself, that he's still very well in the mix and he's still in the goddamn rooms when the big decisions need to be made. Even though we were told he has nothing to do with football whatsoever. Fan base starting to turn on the logo now. Now, there's still a lot of us that's going to stay down regardless. But even the ones that are staying down regardless, man, it's getting harder. It's getting harder. It's getting harder to justify this shit. RJ says, Mark, I feel bad for Terry because from what he hired, they ain't let him do his job yet. I honestly feel, if I'm being 100%, that wasn't a Terry hire. Raheem was not a Terry hire. Because when I look at what we've drafted, why the fuck would Terry pick Raheem as a coach? He didn't get to pick Arthur Smith as a coach. And McKay's already told you. He's in the rooms when the big things happen. So Raheem, not Raheem, but McKay was never going to let Belichick walk through this door. He was never going to let Pete Carroll walk through this door. He was never going to allow that. But Raheem, I can control Raheem. And I can put the blame on Raheem when this shit goes completely wrong. If it goes right, I'll come out of hiding and tell y'all. I led the charge in hiring Raheem. But if it goes bad, I ain't got nothing to do with it. My hands off football. But this, we got to start putting the blame solely on the owner. Because this has been his MO since he's been here. Walk right past qualified guys and picks first timers. And then when they fall off the bone, he actually allows them to fall completely off the bone. But no, I don't look at this game as a game that we fought hard. No, fuck that dumb shit. Fighting hard and losing don't move me no more with this team. It don't. It don't move me, dog. It don't move me. Hold on for a second, man. I'm in the car about to go get me something to eat. Man, this game made me so high. This game, walking away, Atlanta should have won this game. But because we're so inept at there's one guy they're sacrificing, bruh. They are sacrificing the whole team for one guy. One guy. So a fan base is handcuffed. These players are handcuffed because of one guy. And Raheem, he didn't put himself in some shit. If he fired Zach Robinson, then he knows that he's immediately getting fired. See, when Mike Tomlin fired Matt Canada, I think it was last year, he fired Matt Canada. Or I don't even think he fired Matt Canada. One of the higher ups fired him. But then Tomlin had to get out in front of it and explain. Hold on, fam. He had to explain why Matt Canada got fired. The only reason Mike Tomlin was able to do that and still keep his job is because Mike Tomlin ain't never had a losing season. So you can do that when you got some pull. Raheem ain't got no pull. So you fired Jimmy Lake. You fired a goddamn wide receivers. What the fuck? And we've been losing since. We've been losing since, fam. So it ain't the wide receivers coach. So y'all tried to throw him under the motherfucking bus. And then one of the players that stood on business, that's probably better than Darnell Mooney is right now, who stood on business. You listed him as a healthy scratch. And then he probably snapped on somebody in goddamn practice, mainly Zach, saying, hey, man, get these bullshit plays up out of here, man. And then they sent him home, and then they cut him. Been losing since. So it wasn't the wide receivers coach. Wasn't Ray. But y'all won't fire the guy that everybody with two eyes can see is the issue. Everybody can see it. Man, if I was Raheem, I'd go upstairs. Hey, Terry, listen, I'm going to need you to pull the trigger on Zach. I'm going to need you to fire him. But this falls on Terry too. But I don't know if Terry got teeth in the organization. I don't know if Terry could fire people. Ever since that end of season interview with Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, I think Terry is shadow watched. If he got to fire somebody, he got to go upstairs and talk to McKay on the low. So it is what it is, fam. Another month of losing football. Back to back years, we've experienced this. It is what it is. Shout out to the Colts, man. Hard fought game. Jonathan Taylor proved why he's pretty much the best back in the league right now. That was Bijan until teams finally decided to shut Bijan down because the play calling is too predictable. I think Bijan had like a little over 80 yards on the ground, which was better than the last 2 weeks, but you know, nothing to write home about when you're fucking Bijan Robinson. You know, they earned it at the end, man. They earned it. You know, I'm not for moral victories anymore, man. This shit is about wins and losses, baby. But James says, I think they said that head coach reports directly to him. He don't need to report to nobody but his wife at this point. And when he reports to her, baby, I lost my job. I lost my job. She should be expecting that. Honestly, they should be looking at houses right now. Right now. Because she probably telling them, baby, I know we ain't staying in Atlanta. But they probably going to get Terry out of here because of one thing, the Kirk Cousins situation. And it's kind of hard for me to put that on Kirk because I do think Kirk lied to them about being injured. Because there was one press conference, I think it was the game where Penix played really bad, and he was asked had they considered putting Cousins in, and Raheem immediately said no. But he said that no with some kind of like some vitriol to it. And to further prove that, Kirk probably lied. Kirk's sitting here talking about he wants to be traded to a team where, you know, allegedly he can be quarterback one. But this whole thing has just been, Raheem's tenure has been an absolute fuckery of an organization. And I'm just ready to clean from the top. You can't force Arthur Blank to sell the team, but he can fire Rich McKay. Not going to do that because guys like that, they fail upwards. They don't fail down. They fail up. So Rich McKay, if he's not part of this organization, he's going to fail up. So he's going to go higher instead of lower, which to me is just fucking wild work. Terry didn't make any trades. I don't blame him. What are we gonna make trades for if we ain't firing the goddamn OC? No, let's get up off of this Kirk Cousins money. You know, could there have been some trades that happened? Yeah, but at this point, it is what it is, fam. If Terry gets fired, at this point, he's a casualty of war. It is what it is. I'm not gonna shed no tears. Do I think he should be fired? No. But if he does get fired, If we cleaning house, let's clean fucking house. But y'all better not clean house and put no fucking first timer in here. Y'all better not. And that's the irritate. That's the part that's going. I'm telling you, in the offseason, I'm a fucking lose it because I know this team, fam. I've been a fan for God knows how long. I know this team. They'll fool you with all these interviews only to hire the least qualified. They did it. They did it 2 years ago. So it ain't gonna be no surprise, man. But anyway, your boy about to get off here, man. Put this game behind me. I no longer carry these games for days on end, man. I'm completely shutting this one the fuck down. Once I get me some what we call back in the old days some vittles. Once I get some vittles in me, uh, I'm not thinking about this shit. I'm not even watching, you know, uh, alerts on my phone to see when they get fired because they're not. Organization about merch and ticket sales, fam. That's it. They haven't shown me in a while they really ready to win. You know. But anyway, I'm out of here, man. I will catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a great Sunday. And hey, man, don't let this get to you. Go out there, get you something to eat. Take a walk. It's a beautiful day out here. And just relax for the rest of the Sunday, man. There's a lot of football. The best part about this loss, we got a lot of football to watch. So, I'm mentally just done with these guys. I've been mentally done with Raheem and Zach for a while. But it is what it is, man. Boys out of here. Peace.